good morning to you. I hope you're doing well because today we are going to learn something new for Mathematics 7. And of course, this is your teacher. My name is Kathleen Cabugnason, your teacher for Mathematics 7. And alright, as you can see, we will be having Mathematics 7 Quarter 2 lesson solving problems involving conversion of units of measurement. All right, so for this lesson, we are going to focus on the learning competency M7ME-2B-2, which is solves problems involving conversion of units of measurement. So this will be our focus for our lesson in this video. All right. And for the objective of this lesson, at the end of the lesson, the learners are expected to identify the different steps in solving word problems, apply learned concepts and skills in solving word problems involving conversion of units, and solve word problems involving conversion of units of measurement accurately. So I hope you are ready because we are going to start with our lesson. All right. Okay, the first thing that we'll have to do for this lesson is, of course, we will review. And as you can see, there's a gaming pad here because we will be having a game of Kahoot for our review, which is our first activity. All right. So for those who have internet access and have downloaded the Kahoot app already in their smartphones, you can play using the code. And don't worry, to those who are watching this recorded video with no internet connection, you can just give your answer. You may take note of your answer. You may write it on a piece of paper. Anyway, I won't be collecting them. It's only for you to assess how well you have learned from previous lessons. Okay, and I hope that will also test your skills on how to convert units of measurement, which was your previous lesson. All right, so let's play a game of Kahoot. So here we go with our Kahoot game, the review for your previous lesson on conversion. So to those who have internet connection, you may now put in a game pin, which is 8026549. All right, press enter and then assign your nickname. Okay, so that we know who's playing using their gadgets. All right. Again, to those who don't have any internet connection, don't worry. You may just take note of your answer because this is only a review. All right. So let's start with the game. Okay, I'm so excited. I hope you are too. All right. So this is question 1. 3.5 days equals how many hours? All right. And the correct answer is 84 hours. Good job to those who got this correctly. Okay, next. Okay, that's a scoreboard. Next question. 2,400 millimeters is how many in meters? I think that is... Sorry, there. Okay, the correct answer is 2.4 meters. Good job again to those who got this correctly. All right, next question. Okay, true or false? 100 kilograms is 1 million grams. Well, I would answer false. I hope you got this correctly. It is a false because 100 kilograms is actually 100,000 grams. That is why it is false. All right, very good to those who answered correctly. Okay, next. We have question number 4. 1 hour and 20 minutes is equal to how many in seconds? I would say that would be 4,800 seconds, I hope. Well, yes, that is correct. 4,800 seconds. I hope you already mastered conversion of units for you to be able to know that it is definitely 4,800 seconds. Okay, and for the last review question, Okay, now that's the scoreboard. Last, this is question number 5. 104 degrees Celsius is how hot in Fahrenheit? Okay, well, yes. To those who answered 219.2 degrees Fahrenheit, that is correct. All right. Good job to those who were able to answer the quiz correctly. I know it was fast, but it's only checking on your memory of the previous lesson on conversion of units. Okay, so let's end the review, our Kahoot game here. Congratulations who is on the first place. And again, congratulations even to those without the gadget for being able to answer the questions well. Okay, so that's it for our Kahoot game. Let's now proceed to the next part of the lesson. All right. Well, there are now questions that we have to answer as to why we need to discuss or have this lesson. We have 3 questions actually. And you have question number 1. What are the different units of measurement? And of course, we know some of these units of measurements because we use them. Like when you want to buy 1.5 liters of Coke, when you want to know how tall you have grown using feet or meters. So yes, these are the different units of measurement. You're right. We have meters, grams, liters, feet, inches, yards, gallons, cups, etc. Okay? Now, question number 2. Why do we need to know about the systems of measurement? Well, we need to know these systems of measurement so that we can tell how tall an object is, how hot the temperature is, how heavy the product is, or how big or small something is. Okay, that's the reason behind it. Now, question number 3. How important is it to learn the conversion of units in solving word problems? Well, the knowledge and skills in accurately converting units of measurement is important in making logical answer and conclusion to a given word problem. You've heard that right? The reason why we had a review earlier is to check if you were able to master the skills in converting units, because being able to accurately convert units is very important in answering word problems. Okay, well, let's try to solve a word problem. Moving on to activity number 2. Okay, let me move my video here. All right. Activity 2, let's try to analyze and solve this problem. How long will it take a tricycle to travel 1 kilometer from Binalbagan to Panubigan at a speed of 25 kilometers per hour? Convert your answer in minutes. So just imagine, it is Monday. Of course, that is the schedule for module distribution. And, since it's pandemic, well, face-to-face modality for classroom learning was restricted. So only parents can get the self-learning modules for the students. And let's say you lived in Binalbagan and the school is in Panubigan. That's why we have this problem. How long will it take a tricycle to travel from Binalbagan to Panubigan at a speed of 25 kilometers per hour? All right. For activity 2, the problem is how long will it take a tricycle to travel 1 kilometer from Binalbagan to Panubigan at a speed of 25 kilometers per hour? Convert your answer in minutes. So of course, if you already have the background knowledge on solving word problems, well, you simply have to, of course, find the given facts. You know that the speed of the tricycle is 25 kilometers per hour. That's the speed. And what else? The distance that you need to travel from Binalbagan to Panubigan is 1 kilometers. That is you're given. What is being asked? Okay, how long? How long? Okay, let's just go back to the problem. How long will it take a tricycle to travel? That is what is being asked. How long? So we're talking about the time. The time that the tricycle needs to travel from from Binalbagan to Panobigan. Okay, so the solution is simple. Of course, we start with 1 kilometers. Now, because you already had the conversion of units lesson, you already know that from the given, the distance 1 kilometer, you have to multiply that with a given conversion factor. And the conversion factor that we will use is this, 25 kilometers per hour, which means 25 kilometers for 1 hour. But since our given is kilometers, we have to make sure that the denominator should be kilometers. So we will put the 25 here and the hour here. And we know that is implied to be 1. Okay, why did we do this? Simply because we want to make sure that we can cancel. Okay, so we can cancel the kilometers. Okay, and after canceling that, you can now proceed with the operation. So perform the operation. 1 times 1 is 1, and that is 1 over 25 hours. Okay, but take note, from the given, we need to convert our answer in minutes. Okay, so how do we do that? Even though it was not given in the problem, we have a common knowledge that 1 hour is actually 60 minutes, right? So from this conversion factor, we will now have another solution. So we are given 1 over 25, which is from this solution. We will multiply that with this conversion factor. Remember, the denominator should bear the unit of the given. So the 1 hour should be here, the 60 minutes should be your numerator. Okay, and that is simply because we want to cancel. Yes, that's right. Okay, so after canceling, we are now down to minutes, which is what we are looking for. And of course, that is 1 times 60 is 60 over 25. Okay, so 60 over 25 minutes, and that is actually 2.4 minutes. And 0.4 is actually 24 seconds. So we can say that's 2 minutes and, 24 seconds. Okay, so there you have it. Your answer is finally 2 minutes and 24 seconds after doing a lot of conversions. So that is why I told you earlier, conversion of units should already be mastered before we have problem solving. Okay? So clearly, these are the steps that I used in solving the word problem given earlier. So again, these are the steps in solving word problems. First, read and understand the word problem. This is what we did earlier. We read the problem. Second, we need to identify the important facts given and find out what is asked. So after reading and understanding the word problem, you have to identify what is given, what are the given facts, and find out what is being asked so that you know your direction, you know your goal or your target. Okay? Next is you have to decide how to solve the problem. So after checking on the given facts and what you need to find or what is being asked, you try to plan for the solution. How are you going to solve it? Okay? And of course, after having an accurate plan or valid or a logical plan on how you can solve it, Then let's go to step 4, which is to solve the problem. Of course, before you make a conclusion out of your solution, you have to make sure that you check if the solution makes sense. Okay? So, no need to do the checking. You only have to make sure that the solution that you're applying really makes sense. Okay? So, let's try to look at some other word problems and apply these 4 steps in solving them. Okay, let's have problem number 1. The problem is, okay, let's solve this problem. But before I read the word problem, take note that in some other cases or in some other places, even to places nearby like in Dumaguete, some people have suffered very unfortunate events like fire. A few days ago, some houses were burnt in Dumaguete. So, of course, they needed donations, especially clothes. So, as part of your TLE project, you were required to sew clothes for the victims of fire or landslide the other week because some other places also suffered from landslide. So, this is for donation purposes. At the same time, you're earning a grade from your TLE because this is going to be your TLE project. Now, you could only spend 360 pesos at most for this project. So, for the problem, Manang Gina paid 180 pesos for 3.5 meters of cloth. How many meters of the same material can be purchased with 360 pesos? Because again, you have to spend at most 360 pesos for this project. And there's a follow-up, and that is, how long is this in cm? Okay, let's try to solve this problem. Again, showing you the problem, we have Manang Gina paid 180 pesos for 3.5 meters of cloth. How many meters of the same material can be purchased with 360 pesos? And how long is this in centimeters? That is the first step, reading and understanding the problem. Then second step, we have to identify the given facts and what is being asked. So we know that your 180 pesos is actually equivalent to 3.5 meters of cloth. This is one given, which will be our conversion factor later on. And then another given is that you have to spend 360 pesos. Okay, so these are the given facts. Now, what is being asked? How many meters of the same material? Going back to the problem that is here, how many meters of the same material can be purchased with 360 pesos? So that is what we need to end up with after solving. So that is for step 2. Step 3, we have to plan, or we have to try to think of a way on how to solve this. And if we already have a plan on doing so, we can proceed with the solution. We can show the solution. Since we have a conversion factor here, we can use this. Of course, we can also use the given. So let's start off with the given 360 pesos. We have now here 180 pesos being our denominator. Again, we make sure that the denominator and the given have the same units so that we can cancel later on. Okay, and then for the numerator, we have 3.5 or 3.5 meters. Okay, then we can cancel, of course, the unit for the peso or the currency. And then we can proceed with the cancellation as well. Because, take note, 180 divided by 180 is 1. And 360 divided by 180 is actually 2. Because it would be easier for us to multiply simplified or smaller numbers. Okay, again, 180 divided by 180 is 1. 360 divided by 180 is 2. So, we can now have 2 times 3.5 meters, and that will give us 7 meters over 1, or we just don't have to write 1 as its denominator. So we now have 7 meters. But going back to the problem, it states how long is this in centimeters? So the conversion never stops here because we haven't actually answered the word problem yet. We haven't completely answered the word problem yet. So from the given 7 meters, we have to convert that into centimeters. And of course, we know that 1 meter is 100 centimeters. We will use this conversion factor here. So we'll have the meter as our denominator so that we can cancel later on. And the numerator is our 100 centimeters. Okay, so now we can cancel meters. Hooray! And proceed to the operation. 7 times 100 is, of course, 700 with your unit centimeters. Okay, so now going back to the question, how many meters of the same material can be purchased with 360 pesos? In centimeters, you have 700 centimeters of the same material for the price of 360 pesos. All right, good job. Now let's try to take a look at another word problem. Okay, now looking at problem number 2, remember that we are still in crisis. We are still in this time of the pandemic, and it is very important to take care of one's health, right? So wherever you are, whatever you're doing right now, always put your health your top priority, okay? Now, drinking the right amount of water daily is one way of keeping us healthy and hydrated. It's very important to be hydrated. So that's what you have learned in your health subject, right? So that is what we are going to have for problem number 2. And that is, if you need to drink 500 ml of water every 3 hours, how many liters of water do you have to prepare daily? Okay, this is what we are going to solve using the 4 simple steps in solving word problems. Okay, now here are the steps. Okay, this is how we are going to solve this. So first, again, we have to read and understand the problem. You have read the problem. Let's read this again. If you need to drink 500 ml of water every 3 hours, how many liters of water do you have to prepare daily? So these numbers will tell you that these are the given facts. Okay, so for step 2, you have to identify the given facts and what is being asked, right? Okay, so given, we have 500 ml of water that is for every 3 hours, right? So through 500 ml per or over 3 hours, that's actually how we write it, but we just simply write it this way for us to easily do the solution in a while. Okay, and another given is, okay, the daily number of, oh, it's not given actually, it's what is being asked. So what is asked here is how many liters of water daily. How many liters of water do you have to prepare daily? Okay, that is from the problem here. You have to prepare daily. Okay, so there are things that are not written in the word problem but actually are given facts or known facts. One is that when you say daily, 1 day is equivalent to how many hours? Okay, that's good. 1 day is 24 hours. Okay, that's very good. We are going to use this knowledge as well as the given in being able to solve and answer the question, how many liters of water do we have to prepare daily, just to be able to have 500 ml of water every 3 hours. Okay, so we have here 24 hours because we're talking about daily. So instead, we don't have to use this one day. We just have to use the 24 hours and multiply that with the given here, which is 3 hours 500 ml from the given. Making sure that again, from the first factor here, the units are the same with the denominator so that we can definitely cancel. So cancel, cancel, and then of course we can still cancel because 3 divided by 3 is 1, 24 divided by 3 is 8. Very good. So it's easier for us to multiply smaller numbers. And that is 8 times 500, and that is 4,000 ml. Okay, 8 times 5 is 40, and add another 2 zeros, that gave us 4,000 ml. But the question again is in liters. How many liters? What we solved for is only in ml or milliliters. So we still have to convert with the knowledge that 1 liter is equal to 1,000 ml. Now we are going to use this conversion factor with our answer a while ago. So given your 4,000 ml, multiply that with this conversion factor, we make sure that the denominator bears the same unit as in the given. So 1000 ml is our denominator, you can see that, and our numerator is 1 liter. Okay, and simply because we want to cancel out. Okay, so we can cancel now ml. Okay, and we can actually cancel these numbers, right? 1000 divided by 1000 is 1. 4000 divided by 1000 is 4. Very good. And that will give us 4 times 1 is 4 liters. We have denominator 1, so we don't need to write that as our denominator because it's already implied in whole numbers. So finally, we have 4 liters daily. Okay, so yes, that's right. For you to be able to drink 500 ml of water every 3 hours, you need to prepare 4 liters of water daily. Okay, good job. All right, now let's move on to the next part of this lesson. All right, so for the next question, this is now developing your mastery. I've shown you ways and how you can solve word problems using the steps that I taught you earlier. And I hope you can use that in solving the next problem, which is our exercise. So of course, still about the pandemic, because we are all in this together. Yes, we're all suffering because of this crisis. Fortunately, some people are very good and kind-hearted to extend help through fundraising events and donations. Yes, fundraising events like marathons or run for a cause activity. Like in this next problem, we have Sarah. Sarah is running in a 42-mile marathon. How many more feet does she need to run if she has already covered 64,240 yards? Okay, again, the problem is Sarah is running in a 42-mile marathon. How many more feet does she need to run if she has already covered 64,240 yards? Okay, these are the given facts, and this is what you need to find. I'll give you around 10 to 15 minutes to try to answer this one, and we'll check this together. Okay? Okay, I hope you are ready. Again, your problem is Sarah is running in a 42-mile marathon. How many more feet does she need to run if she has already covered 64,240 yards? This is quite long, and I hope you follow the steps in answering this one. Okay, So first, let's talk about the given. So the given, you have a 42-mile marathon, yes, and she already ran 64,240 yards. Okay, that was given. What is being asked is how many more feet? Because she already ran this distance, how many more feet does she has to run so that she can finish the 42-mile marathon? Now, in our solution in a while, we'll be using these conversion factors. Even though it was not in the given problem, but we already know this in the previous lessons that 1 mile is 1,760 yards and 1 yard is 3 feet. Okay, so first we have 42 miles with the conversion factor 760 yards over 1 mile in this manner so that we can cancel. After multiplying, we have 73,920 yards. We're not yet done because we need feet. Okay, so next we have to subtract. So we have here 73,920 yards minus 64,240 yards. And that will give us, okay, please wait. That will give us 9,680 yards. This is the difference. Or let's say this is still the remaining length that she has, or distance that she has to run to complete the 42-mile marathon. Okay, well, I hope you're on the right track. Okay, well, if you missed this part, you just have to copy so that you know how to solve problems like this. Okay, but we're not yet done. It is still in yards. What we need is in feet. So we are going to convert. Okay, sorry for that. Now from the 9,680 difference in yards, we will convert that in feet. Using this conversion factor here, that 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. So again, we make sure that the given and the denominator have the same units so that we can cancel them. And that is 9,680 times 3 feet, which will give you 29,040 feet. And yes, that's it. This is the remaining distance that she needs to run just to finish the 42-mile marathon. So that is your final answer. All right. Well, good job to those who were able to answer this correctly, to those who got 29,040 feet. For those who missed some parts of the solution, you can do better next time. Just take note that we have to follow the steps and we make sure that we're doing the solution correctly. Okay, now let's proceed. Okay, now we're down to the practical application. All right, so let's say you're from the family who can might as well share some of the blessings that you have, because especially these days, some people really need help. And I know not only individuals are extending or sharing their blessings through donations and feeding and events, but even our government, they're giving ayuda to the less fortunate families, especially during lockdowns. So, what if we say, not only during this crisis, what if we have more blessings and we want to share to our community through feeding or giving them rice, because rice is actually a very important food for us, especially for meals. Okay, so for the practical application, let's say for a family of 5, cooking 2 cups of rice is enough for a meal. If a kilo of rice makes 5 cups, how many people can be fed with 1 sack of rice? What if you want to donate 1 sack of rice and you want to know how many people can be fed with this donation? Okay, so let's see the solution. So for this problem, after doing step 1, reading and understanding the problem, we are now on step 2, where we have the given that for 1 meal, cooking 2 cups of rice can feed 5 persons. And 1 kilo of this rice could only give you 5 cups. What is being asked is how many people can be fed with 1 sack of rice. Okay. Now, this conversion factor is not given in the problem, but we know that 1 sack is equal to 50 kilograms. We'll start with the 50 kilograms because we're talking about 1 sack of rice. So from the 50 kilograms, we will multiply that with the conversion factor from the given with kilogram. So not this one, but this one. So we'll start with 1 kilo could give us or could yield 5 cups. So the kilogram below, making sure that our denominator is kilogram because that is our given. So kilogram, kilogram. And we can still multiply this with the other conversion factor that we have from the given, that 2 cups will actually feed 5 people, 5 persons. So since cups here is our numerator, we make sure that the 2 cups is our denominator so that we can cancel. Yes, that's right. 2 cups, 5 people or 5 person. Okay. Now, after exhausting all our given, we can now proceed to the solution. The operation. So we can cancel kilogram and kilogram. We can cancel cups and cups. Okay. And we can also do other cancellations here. We can actually cancel 50 and 2 because 2 divided by 2 is 1 and 50 divided by 2 is 25. Yes. So we have 25 times 5 times 5 is equal to 625. Units have been cancelled, so we have persons or people. So we have 625 persons. Only one meal, okay? So let's say breakfast. 625 persons can eat breakfast for your 1 sack of rice donation. Isn't that lovely to hear? So if you want to donate 2 kilograms of rice, probably that can already feed 25 people. And that is already a very kind act to do during this time of crisis. Okay, well, I hope you were able to follow and use the steps in solving word problem. So with all the word problems that we have for today's lesson, you only have to follow the 4 simple steps. Read and understand, identify the given facts and what is being asked, plan your solution, and execute or perform the operation. And for all the problems, especially during this time of the pandemic, don't forget that we have a living God who we can call on to. And of course, He always provides. So now for the generalization of today's lesson. The knowledge and skills in accurately converting units of measurement is important in making logical answer and conclusion to a given word problem. Just follow the 4 simple steps in solving word problem. And these steps are the following. We have read and understand the word problem, identify the important facts given, and find out what is asked. Decide how to solve the problems and solve the problem, and if you still have time, check if the solution makes sense. Alright, I hope you were able to grasp the important details in solving word problems. So for the evaluation, I have 2 options for you since we're not having face-to-face classes. Some of you are fortunate enough to have internet connection and some are not. So for option 1, for those who view this recorded lesson with no internet connection, do not worry. You only have to answer the answer sheet that your parent received during the distribution. Okay? Don't worry. The answer sheet is where you can write your answer and submit that for checking, recording, and grading purposes. Now, there's an option 2 for those with internet connection. Okay, so for those with internet connection, please answer the evaluation. Yes, please answer the evaluation through the link. Okay, you have the link here You have https colon double backslash tinyurl.com M7Q2 evaluation. And after answering, you may submit and you can successfully see your score after the evaluation. Okay? I hope you got that right. Now, for additional activity, this is your assignment. John, a resident of Dumaguete City, was packing his backpack for his trip to Canlaon City the next day for a 1 week vacation. He Googled Canlaon City weather and found out that the average temperature there is 59 degrees Fahrenheit. Should he bring a sweater? Okay, that is for your assignment. You have to answer this with a yes or no, but of course, you have to make sure that you can justify your answer with a solution. Don't forget the solution. All right, so this is the end of our lesson. I hope you were able to grasp the important details in solving word problems with conversion of units of measurement. Okay, thank you very much for spending your time with me today. Now, if you have any concerns, questions, suggestions, or problems, you may talk to me, your mathematics teacher. Please reach out if you have any of those mentioned questions, concerns, or even comments. I would gladly entertain them. You can contact me through my email address here. You can contact me through the mobile number I gave you. And just take note, the consultation hours is only weekdays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So once again, thank you very much for spending your day listening and learning our lesson on solving word problems involving conversion of units of measurement. I hope I was able to teach you the important key concepts in this lesson. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day. Thank you.